We have risen from the ashes to school the masses. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another edition of the Scholars Wrestling Show. I am your man behind the microphone, Scholar Jeff. To my right is Scholar Tarek. How's it going tonight, sir?
Really? You're just going to introduce me like that?
I'm sorry.
How many times do I have to keep telling you with every introduction, you have to introduce me as your reigning, defending, undisputed Scholars of Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
The gyrations are real, man.
Yes, and joining us this week, much less bearded but much more tattooed, our man Charlie, of the host of the upcoming show, Let Me Ask You Something, Brother. Charlie, welcome back to the show.
Why, thank you.
Again,
it's good to be here.
You're failing in your introduction. It's going to be, let me ask you something, brother.
Yeah,
the host of the upcoming show.
Let me ask you something, brother.
Let me ask you something, brother.
There you go.
Yeah, so check it out. There's going to be links across the internet. Check it out. It's coming soon. But before we get to that, guys, we had a pretty substantial pay-per-view this past weekend, didn't we?
This is. And I will just gladly say to our audience, welcome to the TLC review of the Scholars of Wrestling show. And we got to point it out. I will thank you again for this. Thank you for my ugly Christmas sweater of the dead man.
You're quite welcome.
That's nice.
If you're not watching our video feed right now, you are in dire straits. Yes, this is the last show before Christmas, so we of course had to break out the ugly Christmas sweaters. The Scholar Tarek, the champ, has Undertaker. I got the Ultimate Warrior, and our man Charlie has an elf with legs. Yet not wrestling related, yet still festive.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure elves have had something to do with wrestling at some point. But that's not here nor there, because we got to talk about TLC 2018, don't we?
We sure do.
Yes, so let's get right into this. Starting with the first kickoff match of the evening, Buddy Murphy defeating Cedric Alexander. I did not catch the pre-show.
Neither did I, so
yes.
This is on Tarek.
Tarek, walk us through.
Shame on both of you. You're calling yourself hosts of wrestling-related shows, yet you missed the pre-show.
I'm sorry, man.
It's a one-off.
And, again, this is why I'm the real champion.
But Jeff's in the middle of the sexy champion sandwich.
All right. One thing I can definitely say, it is a little disappointing to see the Cruiserweight title match be pushed back to the pre-show, but all in all, it hasn't changed anything on when it comes to Cruiserweight Championship matches. It was a very good show. Very good match between the two. Buddy Murphy taking the win again, keeping this title reign going, and
I was thrilled to know he retained.
With the Cruiserweights slowly transitioning onto the Raw and SmackDown, hopefully we get to see Buddy Murphy on either Raw or SmackDown soon. But yeah, it was a very good match, and I wouldn't expect anything less from these guys right now.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Bingo, bango, bongo.
Yeah, I'm trying a new catchphrase.
I think you got to keep trying.
Yeah,
I think
I will never stop
watching. I think you got to just lay back on watching Meet the Fockers.
Of course. But in the meantime, we also had Elias defeating Bobby Lashley, just as like I assumed he would.
Okay. The one thing that I have to say about this, they were building so hard that if you went and grabbed the guitar, you can use it as a weapon. If I knew that was the way you would actually win the match, which is apparently a very last-minute decision, if it was thrown on the pre-show, another last-minute decision, it definitely would have affected my prediction on this one. But it's still the fact of, other than the actual match result itself, I was predicting Elias was going to be the one taking that guitar shot. So, for a ladder match, it was all right. Not particularly fond of this feud right now. No real. I feel like the ladder, as I said it last week, the ladder match stipulation was kind of wasted for this match. And Bobby Lashley glutes.
As we know how weak Raw's been lately, like, I haven't been I've been paying attention to pieces of Raw here and there, and I made my picks for TLC Saturday, and I was going down the list of matches and saw that it was a ladder match between Bobby Lashley and Elias, and I'm like, wait a second, how can the two of them even have a ladder match? And then I read in the description that it was for a guitar, and I'm like, this is silly. This is really silly. But I'm glad that Elias won, even though he got beat with the guitar afterwards. But they got to keep the Elias build strong, because as long as he doesn't make any personal screw-ups, he's an instant star.
Yes, he's in great shape, and I think this is just a holdover until there's bigger and better things for both men. But until then...
You guys are more optimistic than I am. I think
about Elias?
About both of them.
Why aren't you optimistic about Elias?
He's a great guy that gets great reactions from the crowd, but I don't see him going that far up above more than the Intercontinental title.
Ooh.
Hey, even if that is the case, even if that is the case, I can see him doing an excellent job with the Intercontinental title and still being over.
Fair, but
I see him going beyond. I see him going beyond, definitely.
And I thought he was optimistic.
So, yeah, you're just... I was going to say you're meeting an optimistic sandwich, but yeah, you're not quite yet.
No.
I'm not in the sandwich. No,
Yeah.
I'm the bread.
Yes.
I'm still the bread of the champion sandwich. Which, speaking of which, Charlie, why'd you put your title down?
Because I don't need to gloat the whole show like you do.
Oh, snap. Anyway.
It's not gloating.
Or maybe I do.
Yes.
It's not gloating. It's holding your championship with pride, which... With you automatically putting it down, you have no pride with your belt.
Mine spins.
Yours is a replica belt. Mine's custom-made championship for our show.
Well, mine can be for my show.
Speaking of championships, R-Truth and Carmella defeated Jinder Mahal and Alicia Fox.
Why wasn't this on the pre-show?
Because
R-Truth and Carmella are on fire right now.
I wouldn't say they're on fire. They're just R-Truth is Vince McMahon's best friend. That's really it. And I threw this idea on Twitter, but like a bunch of jackasses, you and Brian didn't answer this one. How would you feel about next year's Mixed Match Challenge, keeping the stipulation that the winner of it gets the 30 spot in the Royal Rumble, but they change it where it's only Raw and SmackDown teams facing each other, set in the same format as the G1 Climax. And the ones with the best score fight in the finals for the number 30 spot. Raw versus SmackDown match.
I'll tell you what. Again, I honestly did not see this show up, but if I did, I'd say I love that idea. There definitely seems to be a following for the Mixed Match Challenge, especially if they add that stipulation to it and actually give it legitimate stakes. You could dramatically, I think, increase the amount of viewership you get for the Mixed Match Challenge. Not to mention that by extending the program, you could get some pretty steep drama.
And you don't have to put main event guys in it. You could just put upper mid-card at best. And it'll even use it to help elevate some of these stars that actually will put them in a possibility to actually win and actually could rise them to be main event stars.
I was going to say, or better yet, what if by giving them this stipulation and those steep stakes, you could get, that could be the coercion to get higher level guys and girls in on this as well. And then if you really want to elevate somebody, you can actually have these new up and coming stars go over them in this format, much like they did this year.
But we're just hoping on pipe dreams. Right now, they're just using it for comedy, for R-Truth to try and enter as number 30.
Do you think R-Truth is going to come out as number 1 and be like, my bad?
No, he's coming in as number 30 in the Women's Rumble. They're not going to do it twice.
But are they going to do like an R-Truth stupid type thing? And have him be somewhere he's not supposed to be and be like, this is on me.
Now that he actually is admitting, like, I'm number 30, no, I don't think he's going to do anything like that. He's just going to walk up, he's going to do a dance break, and get eliminated.
Probably.
And the real comedy of it is him trying to enter the 30 in the Women's Royal Rumble.
Oh, okay, got you.
Hey, it'll still be fun.
Because, comedy.
That's how
And,
comedy works.
At least
Let's go to Stamford, Connecticut and for our trip, for our selected vacation.
It beat pissing his pants.
It did.
That was a stipulation not needed. And how long did this match go? Like 3 minutes? Not even?
Yeah, it really wasn't that long of a match.
Again, I'd have to ask, why wasn't this on the pre-show? Especially since the pre-show's on YouTube. It's free on social media.
Is it really now?
It's been that way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pre-shows have always been on either Facebook or YouTube. And you figure with the
whole tournament was on Facebook. It should have been on Facebook. Yeah.
Yeah, why wasn't this on? Because no one gave a shit about that. Yeah. You open this match, you open the event with this match. This is the perfect example as how we put it on the show, an appetizer. Mm-hmm. It should have been this first, and if you wanted to keep the Cruiserweight title match on the pre-show, have that be the main event of the pre-show. Just, why did this match be on the show? Not a great start.
To set the stage for something a little bit more big, meaty, and substantial. Just like this next match where the Bar defeated the Usos in the New Day.
This was a good match.
It legitimately was.
It was a great match, but I didn't like the outcome.
How dare you talk down on Cesaro?
I'm an Usos boy.
Hey, with how things went on SmackDown, I'm actually really looking forward to things to come for the SmackDown tag team.
I ain't even mad.
Yeah, the division blew up on Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Which, the best way to really describe this match is, it was a great match, but it was like a main event of SmackDown. We know that these three are capable of so much more, but for the time they were given, they took the ball and ran with it. And now with Anderson and Gallows now a part of it, Sanity's now a part of it. All right,
I love that Sanity's in there.
Mm-hmm. Yes, brilliant stuff ahead. But first, I was kind of caught off guard by this one. Braun Strowman defeated Baron Corbin, which I think I predicted. No,
yeah, we all predicted this.
I don't think any of us predicted the way this was going to go down. Did we?
You picked Baron Corbin.
I because I thought that this was where, like, the match itself. I thought that they were gonna proclaim Baron Corbin because Braun was out with his injury, and then like Bray would show up and like take out Baron Corbin or something, like to take down the machine type thing.
Okay, I threw this idea to Jeff on our prediction show, and it affected how I predicted my matches. I was predicting Lashley and McIntyre winning their respected matches, and so when it became Baron Corbin and Braun Strowman, they're out there with him, getting ready to celebrate that he is now the full-term general manager. Yeah. But Braun would come out and actually do put on some form of fighting, but obviously not to the extent, because apparently he was not fully healed enough that he actually could take a bump.
Yeah.
But how I booked it is that I thought he would actually take a bump or two, then that he would try and fight back against Lashley, McIntyre, and Corbin, but he's still injured. He's getting overcome. And then Bray would make the save, clear house, and that would give Braun the win.
Yeah.
But
there was a lot of speculation on Bray showing at this pay-per-view, and now he's making all of these
cryptic
goodbye tweets, and
it's very interesting on where he's going to go with that.
Instead, the D-list of Raw brought Braun Strowman the win.
And Apollo Crews.
Yeah.
Rude and Gable.
The D-list of Raw brought Baron brought on.
Hey, Finn Balor is not a D-list superstar.
No. Finn Balor is actually one of the few reasons why I still watch Raw.
So
the exception proves the rule.
And come on, Bobby Roode and Chad Gable are awesome.
But they're just booked so poorly.
Hey, they're facing the Revival next week. That's gonna be a great.
But it's a pity championship run.
I don't care. They're the tag team champions, and they're actually now looking like a good actual tag team. They're dressed the same. They're wearing similar tights. I was a big fan of Roode and Gable when they first got together. I'm glad that they won the tag titles, even under stupid circumstances.
Well, we'll see where they go.
And how do you guys feel? I guess this is a Scholar's Quick Talk. How do you guys feel about them dropping the title rematch? The champions get their automatic rematch clause. They're dropping that.
With all titles or just tag
With
team?
all titles. They announced it Monday.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm
Because they even announced it with AOP saying they want their title rematch.
Yeah.
It's like they're dropping that concept because of the new era.
Now, do you think that's veered mainly because once Brock loses the Universal Championship, Brock's going to be gone?
It could be. It's one possible way to do it. Personally, I'm cautiously optimistic with this because it sounds.
That's your trait on this show.
Yes, it is. And I'll explain why. Because it can very easily open up a lot of different ways for them to just not get stale, and it'll basically force creative to be just that, to be creative, and not say, "Oh yeah, we're gonna have a return match just because." It's in the contracts. Yeah, It's in the contracts that they get another match, so you get another match at the next pay-per-view. Enjoy the match again.
So yeah, it'll keep things fresh, and also kayfabe wise, it'll make it seem like the lost champion needs to climb his way back up the mountain in order to get another shot at the title. So it does keep things fresh.
Yes, I brought the beefcase back.
Yeah, stop stroking your briefcase.
It's been a long while.
Yes. Speaking of which, Natalya defeated Ruby Riott. You guys dig this or what?
I did. I said it last week. I actually liked the feud. It definitely gave them something to do. It made Natalya look strong because now we're getting Natalya versus Ronda Rousey next week on the Christmas episode of Raw. But you know what? But all in all, I liked it. I really liked the match. I like that Michael Cole tried to oversell the fact that Natalya had Ruby's picture on the table. It's like, I wonder how Ruby's going to react to this. And Ruby's reaction was just, oh, neat. Oh. Yeah,
I really like Ruby Riott. I do.
Yeah, and she's growing into her own.
And just that one opening, not opening, but one big spot with Liv Morgan taking that table bump.
Ooh, yeah.
God damn, that girl is just...
Jersey strong, baby.
But all in all, yeah, I thought it was a good match. It had a lot of time, which I actually found shocking, but also appreciated it. Mm-hmm. It definitely made the Raw women's division expanded more than just Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax.
It made for that feel-good moment feud, but on the same coin, like, whenever you could see a win a mile away, it's just that.
Oh,
I doubt anyone was like, oh yeah, Ruby Riott's taking this and she's going to be an ultra heel. Like, you knew the second that the anvil table was brought out that they're not going to use it.
I had a feeling that, you know what, we all see how this is going to go. This feud is not so white hot that it must go one way or another. This is what it was, and for something that really didn't capture my attention, I'd say this match absolutely delivered on it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And as we said, it was the final match of this feud, and yeah,
not a bad.
It was definitely a good feel. It was a good way to basically give our farewells to, at least for Natalya's sake, for her dad. Mm-hmm. She said that this was definitely helped her cope with her dad's passing, and it was definitely a feel good moment.
Mm-hmm. Next up, we have Finn Balor defeating Drew McIntyre. Now, this one I did not see coming. Huh?
No. I'm so happy that the outcome that happened, but I did not see it.
I'm actually surprised
I might have even gone with my heart on paper. I forgot who I chose on paper for this. Maybe I picked Finn just going with my heart, thinking that he was going to get schmagoobered, but I was really happy to see how this match went because it was match of the night potential, and that Finn took the win. It made it that much better.
Mm-hmm.
With the fact that Dolph interfering, I'm actually surprised with that factor alone that I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. Dolph took a hell of a beating from Drew McIntyre. How did I forget about that?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it definitely was the best way to describe this match. It was definitely a big showcase match for Drew McIntyre, which, again, what more can you show with this guy? He is amazing. Finn got the win, but it's still the simple fact you have that backstage segment where Dolph laid him out. It's like,
the receipt, yeah.
It's like
one of many receipts.
You can't.
The night of TLC.
Apparently, WWE just can't give Finn Balor a break.
No.
Even when he wins, he still ends up losing somehow on this show.
I was going to touch on this when you were saying it was a showcase for Drew McIntyre. It was also a showcase for Finn Balor because he's hung with Braun, he's hung with Roman, and now he's hung with McIntyre, and yet Vince is still like, puny infant, you'll get yours. And it sucks because, like I said, Finn is one of the only things keeping me hopeful for Raw. Well, I like the new direction with the McMahons and everything, but Finn is like my reason to watch Raw. Mm-hmm. And McMahon's just like, puny child boy. You can hang with the big boys, but you will just stay down there forever.
Going on with that statement, I posted this during TLC. I don't know what it is with me predicting the big guys in always winning these outcomes. Every single time I have chosen the big guy over the little guy, I end up losing. I did it with Daniel Bryan and Big Cass. I did it with Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. I did it again with Finn Balor and Drew McIntyre.
Because you were probably just in the population that figures that WWE is going to crap all over Finn Balor.
It's not even just... And they even did it again in the next match. But I just had this thing, like, okay, in Big Cass's case, okay, he's now getting this big push, and what better way to start this long-going feud with Daniel Bryan to get the first victory over him? Nope. Next match, okay, Bryan got the first win. He's got to make this feud at least interesting. Cass has to win. Nope. The next match, nope. And then you have Finn Balor and Baron Corbin. Okay. Again, it's like, okay, same argument. Corbin's getting a big push now. He's got to win. Nope. And then the second time, I actually did choose Finn Balor for SummerSlam because I'm like, okay, they're gonna display Demon Balor for this one. It's gonna be an amazing squash match. It happened. And then again, going on to this, it's just, okay, third argument. Drew McIntyre is getting this humongous push. Nope.
Did you guys see the article that came up that Finn forgot how to be the demon because he hasn't used it in so long?
He hasn't used it since SummerSlam.
He's like, if I was asked to be the demon right now, my steps would be off completely because I haven't utilized that character in far too long.
They haven't utilized it since facing Sister Abigail.
Yeah.
No, he has. He brought it out against Baron Corbin at one time.
At SummerSlam, I said.
Yeah.
All right. You just said something about Sister Abigail. I'm like,
That didn't happen.
Yeah, that never happened.
Well, we were going to get the Pumpkin King, the Pumpkin Demon King, but that never happened.
I am the Pumpkin Demon King.
The Demon Pumpkin.
Yes. Speaking of pumpkins, Rey Mysterio defeated Randy Orton.
This match sucked. I hated this
joke.
I don't even know.
I don't.
Segues. That's how they work. Yes.
Only a small handful will actually get that reference.
Small handful.
Of Tic Tacs.
Yeah. I'm glad you caught that.
Yeah, but in all seriousness,
this was the lowest.
Yeah.
This was the weakest match for me.
Yeah,
I hated this match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The only good.
We all know why I hated this match.
The only good. He has the same argument with you. The only highlight of this match was that Penguin slide with the chair. To the Mysterio did the Penguin slide on the chair onto Orton. I thought that was cool. Mm-hmm. And then setting up an RKO with the chairs, which I thought that was going to happen, and then Ray just gets a roll up victory, having to keep this feud going, even though they're not going to show this on SmackDown or next week's SmackDown. If you read the spoilers,
because Christmas week, so it's taped.
Yes, because Christmas.
And to all the people complaining that they're recording these episodes not live so they can
Shame on
Spend
you.
time
These
with people.
men and women deserve to be with their families.
Who's complaining?
There's people on
For
Twitter.
shame.
There's people on Twitter and on social media just saying, "Oh, you guys are not recording Raw and SmackDown Live Christmas week."
I hope your
Shame.
bosses see that and make you work.
Wow, that was a. It's like that,
But Leroy-
that just pulled a big silent moment from you. Thanks, Charlie.
Yeah, but then Leroy, who works at the Taco Bell, whose every waking moment on Twitter is going to be a very sad panda.
Why does it
Well,
have
maybe
to be
he shouldn't
Leroy?
be on Twitter while he's working
Because
at Taco
Sarah's
Bell.
a nice lady. Anyway, moving on.
Jenkins?
Yes, Leroy Jenkins.
Is he at chicken?
Memes.
Taco Bell.
Yes.
Tarek said chicken.
Yes.
Because Leroy Jenkins ended the video. At least I have chicken. Come on, Charlie.
Sorry.
Stay in line
Sorry.
with the show.
Sorry.
They've got chicken burritos.
They do have chicken
They're
burritos.
good.
You can't defend that.
But you know who I can defend? I can defend Ronda Rousey defeating Nia Jax. I actually like this.
What is it about Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey? They work awesome together.
They do.
This
you,
was
you wouldn't think it.
apparently Ronda Rousey is the only person that Nia Jax can face and not injure.
Yeah, because she's working safe, and
it's
because
weird.
everyone's scared,
It's just
legitimately
funny-
scared of
it's-
Ronda.
It's funny to think Ronda Rousey, the person who hasn't been here for a year, is the one carrying the match with a 5-year veteran in Nia Jax.
Because Ronda.
Because
Yeah.
Ronda and because,
Nia
Nia.
needs to learn how to wrestle.
But even so,
But it was a very good match.
I still enjoyed this match, especially when Ronda climbed all over like a spider monkey.
And that
Wow.
one dive she did to the outside. That crossbody dive to the outside to Nia, that was great. That's the first time you actually see her doing some high flying. Mm-hmm. And everyone said it when she first debuted at WrestleMania, and people are still saying it now. She's a natural.
Yeah. Yeah.
It took a little while. I wasn't sold at Mania, but she's definitely grown into a crossover athlete to the likes of Brock Lesnar.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, not even Brock Lesnar. I'd say more like Kurt Angle, and just the speed and the prowess. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I meant as far as her success.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
But I think our favorite moment of this match wasn't even the match itself, but the moment after it.
Oh, yes.
The greatest moment
The backstage,
possibly
the
on the
backstage
card.
segment. Backstage segment. Nia's refusing an
Oh
interview.
my god.
Becky Lynch shows up. Hey, remember last time we saw each other? Bam!
Punches her in the face.
And there you go.
Feud
We've all been
over.
waiting for that. We've-
Justice is served.
Oh, brother.
I think that got the biggest pop of the night.
it did. In my eyes, at least.
What a way to close a year. Yikes. But in the meantime, we got the new Daniel Bryan defeating AJ Styles
Fickle.
in the most old school, technical, delightful way possible.
When it comes to wrestling,
Reversing a small package. Love it.
When it comes to the wrestling in general, this was match of the night for me. When it comes to like spectacle, that match is for later. But when it comes to just pure wrestling, this was match of the night for me.
Yeah.
I can't think of a single fault in this match. It was just great storytelling from both ends, and how the match ended, linking back to the first title match, and making it work. Yes, it was reverse small package win. Great way, like how it made me angry with Rey Mysterio and Randy Orton. This one didn't. I'm like, this is perfect. This is a feud that I do want to keep going.
Yeah.
But
Absolutely.
how long is AJ still signed?
Didn't he renew his contract?
Did he? Because there were rumors that he was leaving.
Nah, I believe he renewed his contract on for a more lighter schedule.
Oh, okay.
But no,
He's gonna stick around?
he's sticking around.
Okay. Yeah, but
He is now a full-bred WWE guy.
Yeah. Like you guys said, though, just the direction that Daniel Bryan's going with this heel run is fantastic. And the fact that he reversed the small package just made it that much better. I love this Daniel Bryan, the fickle, and getting annoyed at people for the silliest of reasons for like polluting.
You don't drive a Prius. Fickle.
I will say,
fantastic work.
This past week on SmackDown, that one bit where what were they in Fresno, California?
Yeah.
How he points out that Fresno is the number one leading pollution city in California, and these people are cheering for that.
Yeah.
And it's like, we're number one. I'm like, wait a second. Why are you cheering this? You're basically being happy at the fact that you're number one at sucking.
It was the USA chant between Bret Hart and Yokozuna.
That is, you know what? That explanation makes so much sense. I can't argue that. I really can't. I can't argue that. Put that title back on your shoulders. You actually,
Champ is here.
That is a champion moment. I do appreciate you. You get a golf clap from me.
From me as well.
All right, but. Yeah, Fresno, you guys are dumb, or in wrestling stance, you're stupid idiots.
You are
stupid idiots.
But it's not meaning in the positive way.
No,
because
that would be a compliment from Chris
You're
Jericho.
applauding the fact that you're basically killing the earth. All right, I'm gonna do my one. You guys are fucking morons.
Damn, Tarek, tell us how you really feel.
Well, you know what? Speaking of stupid, why don't we talk about what happened during this next match, where Dean Ambrose defeated Seth Rollins to become the new Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah,
crowd, though.
I'm not gonna lie, I missed this match. I actually did not watch it.
You didn't miss much,
but from all the reaction that I've been hearing from it,
and that's coming from a Dean Ambrose guy.
I do want to see it just to see. I even asked, was this match really as bad as everyone's saying it is?
I didn't think so.
The only good that came out of this match, I texted you about. What I said, I am so surprised Renee didn't there and then.
Yeah.
With the shit that Corey Graves was saying, and I love Corey Graves, but they are doing fantastic. I think the story of it is overrunning their work together, because their work together, for whatever reason, they cannot get on the level that they were at during their old feud. Was that Night of Champions or Money in the Bank that one year, or what? When it was Dean, it was Night of Champions when he brought when they did
they had the ladder match and they both held the belt.
They had magic then in the ring and promo wise. Here this time around, I think it's just the story of Renee being on commentary, Roman being out, and the two of them doing what they're doing to each other, and the story is overruling the wrestling technicality and decency of matches. For whatever reason, they can't strike that magic in the ring that they used to.
Well, this is the first of obviously a series of matches.
Yeah.
I mean,
this is going to go on.
They're probably
till February if what we're hearing about Seth Rollins is true.
Well, that's still I guess we're going to see how, considering how Vince was furious how the crowd turned on this match, and how the flame of this is kind of dying down between both Dean and Seth. They're probably just going to be their match at Mania, but we're just going to see how this storyline goes to build for Rumble.
When you get a chance, watch the match, and
I'm still playing.
You'll take away more of the commentary and the story aspect than you will from the match itself.
Did the "This Is Boring" chants, was it justified? That's all I have.
I don't feel that it was.
I think the only defense that this match has, as you're stating, Jeff, is the fact that maybe it was a decent match at best, but it was sandwiched in the filler position of the card.
Yeah, and that's honestly, I'm at the point where I genuinely believe that, even though the match wasn't the best, most people who were watching it, at least live in that crowd then, was really just looking forward to the next match, or the main event rather. But yes.
Keep in mind, you also have, even if it's not one of the top 4, you're looking at 4-hour pay-per-views now. And this spot is brutal. To be sandwiched between championship matches in their own right is brutal on a 3-hour card in any wrestling event. To be the match before the main event is a dreaded spot because the crowd has died down or been burnt out. You add a 4th hour onto a nonsensical pay-per-view, it shouldn't happen. Like, 5-hour and 3-hour, I believe, should be how they're going to roll with events. If they're going to make the top 4 or 5 hours, then go back old school, and for the events like this, make like 6-7 match cards 3 hour. I think 4 hours on an event that doesn't matter is too much.
I totally agree, but you know what?
Well, it's not going to matter because they're just going to stick to it.
Of course. Just like Raw is going to be 3 hours till the day we die.
You know what?
But
if anything, switch this. If they were gonna keep this match on the card, have Dean and Seth open the show and have Carmella and R-Truth versus Mahal and Alicia Fox.
If it weren't on the pre-show, that should have been in that spot.
That one, or as we used to.
And
call
I bet it would
this
have gotten.
match.
I bet it would have gotten better reviews had it opened the show.
But it probably
absolutely.
would have.
Who knows?
And like with a tired crowd waiting for Becky Lynch, a 3-minute match with a dance break could have helped.
I totally agree.
At least keep them invested.
Mm-hmm. But now, finally, at long last, here we are, the main event, triple threat women's TLC match, and lo and behold, Asuka wins, finally, going over Becky Lynch and Charlotte Flair.
Closing out 2018.
Thanks to Ronda.
Full circle.
Yes, and I'm just going to come right out and say it. I love this match. Match of the night, easy.
Like I said before, this was my match of the night on the term of spectacle.
Yes.
These women did not hold anything back on this match. If I have to choose one of them that took the most out of this, it had to be Charlotte. What I mean by taking it, like she got the most damage taken to her, especially that one spot with Becky Lynch having Asuka and Charlotte on the announce table, and her doing that jump. And the next thing you see, Asuka leaves, and Becky bounces
Ass to rib cage.
Bounces off Charlotte's chest, as you said, ass to rib cage. And it must have just been so killer for Charlotte to drop that F-bomb.
Me and Jeff spoke on this earlier this week, I believe the day after the event. And a topic of discussion was he can't fake gravity in wrestling. And off that ladder, the way she landed, I went back and watched that at least 4 or 5 times. And straight on her rib cage.
It's just like to think. Normal, it's like, oh yeah, we're expecting these tables to break. Oh, wait a minute, you forgot the simple fact that these women are at least like...
Yeah.
$170 well, compared to like guys who are over 200 pounds jumping off ladders, going through tables, or spearing one another through the barricade.
And Charlotte, there was still a lengthy amount of time and bumps that Charlotte took after that.
Exactly.
It took you back to like when Triple H would genuinely get injured in matches and still fight on. Yeah.
Charlotte definitely has taken that reign of being the Triple H of the women's division of WWE.
I can see that.
I gained a lot of respect for, and you guys know how much I insult Charlotte Flair. I gained a lot of respect for Charlotte Flair in her showcase in this match.
And you can say Becky Lynch is the Stone Cold and Asuka is the Rock.
Yeah.
I can see that. Although I have to say, in all my years of watching Triple H matches, I don't think Triple H ever gave anybody an angry motorboat.
I heard about that.
Yeah,
it was after the spear.
That was apparently another moment that a lot of people were going back and rewinding.
Well, yeah,
and then most people are also just adding that little logo, Brazzers.
I gotta say that, that was.
I could feel your implant.
That was very interesting, and then it panned up to Charlotte's angry face, and I'm just like, huh? Oh, scary! Angry Charlotte, bad. No. But yeah, that was, and experience.
And I will say, like, even though we both got the prediction, again, going into that's like, how did we not see that coming? Ronda Rousey coming in and costing both of them the match.
Probably because Ronda's a face, and faces don't typically do that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, well, she said it, payback's a bitch, and she's the toughest one of all.
Mm-hmm.
And you probably are still sticking to that singles match, but I think that may have solidified the triple threat at Mania for me.
You know what? Given the way that this match was received, I'm not totally convinced, but I think we're closer to that being a reality than ever.
I think that you're going to see Charlotte, Asuka 2, and Becky versus Ronda, the match that we've all been waiting for.
I'm thinking it's going to go. I think they're going to go triple threat with Ronda, Charlotte, and Becky.
Who do you think
that's
that leaves
Mania.
Asuka with?
Someone else down the line, but I'm convinced it's going triple threat.
Under Mania giving everybody a payday and making many multi-superstar matches, I can understand that, but I just feel like since we already accidentally got Charlotte versus Ronda, I just feel like Survivor Series.
Yeah, we got it, but we got the adding herself to that main event with the result, because there was no full on victor in that one.
Yeah, but I don't know. It's such a.
I'm sorry, they're gotten themselves so much at each other's throat of both of them wanting Ronda. I'm not convinced one's gonna give up without a fight.
At this point, I just think it's
if they're going on with them main eventing WrestleMania with this particular moment.
Yeah, no, I definitely see where you're coming from.
And I said it before. Charlotte is also the Roman Reigns of the women's division. She's going to be Vince is behind her all the way.
I see where you're coming from, and Mania, like I said, it makes sense putting in multi-people matches so everyone gets a paycheck. But I just think it's so much more driven and wanted for a one-on-one between Ronda and Becky Lynch at this point. Because Becky's on fire.
I think Asuka's going to go for either Mandy Rose or Sonya Deville, since they're pushing those two.
Well, I'll tell you what, no matter what happens,
especially Sonya Deville,
this whole ride is going to be one that is probably going to be one of the most interesting to follow on the show today.
And I cannot wait to see it live.
Absolutely.
It's going to be amazing.
But in the meantime, that was the show as it was. What would you give it on the old beard rating scale?
When it comes to the facial hair ratings, I'm going to give this event a full beard. I really enjoyed this show. The only real disappointing factor had to have been Ray and Orton, because I said it last week. What the hell were what were these two going to gain by winning? Nothing. It was just a match, and now we're going to continue with this feud, even though we're not going to see them for the next 2 weeks. But there's nothing really else. It was a slow beginning, but once it hit Ronda Rousey and Nia Jax on, was a completely different show for me, and I was slowly rising up, and like I said, I still need to watch the Dean Ambrose Seth Rollins match, but from what I did see, I really enjoyed it, and this was a great pay-per-view to close out the year.
Yeah, this is definitely one of those shows where when the show fell flat, it fell pretty flat, but when it delivered, It's left it in a safe space on your stoop, left you a note, gave it a text message indication that it was delivered, because it was just delivered so super hard, and the fax guy was a bro, and pet your dog, gave him a treat, sent you on your merry way. I'm running out of ways to describe this, but either way, I liked it very much, so I'm going to give it also a full beard, 4 out of 5.
I think you tried too hard.
Yeah, I got lost somewhere in all of those delivery puns.
I like dogs and FedEx. That's all I got to say.
I got to agree with the two of you and give it a full beard. I think aside from Ray and Orton lacking, they could have gone different routes with the whole Braun and Baron Corbin thing, but didn't happen, and it was a slump buster of a pay-per-view because the tail end of 2018 was brutal.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
This gives us hope.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's TLC 2018. Now, as we always do, we turn it over to you, our listening and viewing audiences. If you're joining us on YouTube, you know what to do. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. You know how it's all done. It's your YouTube. You know.
The champ looks like he has something to say.
I guess there's nothing really left to say, but I started 2018 as the champion, and now I'm closing 2018 as the champion.
Well, of course you are, because you didn't put the title on the line.
A champion knows when to put the title on the line, and this show was not it. But I did say I am putting the title on the line at Rumble.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still being fair. I'm still that defending champion as I claim to be, and nothing's gonna change. As I said on Twitter, I know I'm not gonna have this title forever, but until then, I am still your champion. I am still the best. I am still Mr. Scholar in the Bank. So even when
to prove it.
even when I lose, I still win.
Whatever you say, Kenny Rogers.
Just continue trying to make up for your own insecurities.
I beat you at TLC.
Yeah, the final event that meant absolutely
But
nothing.
what did you win from it?
What did I win from it? Satisfaction of a job well done and a prediction game well played.
But
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
But remember, it may help you
does.
sleep at night, but just remember that your nightmare is still the reality. I am still the champion. I am still the undisputed scholar.
The only thing I'm disputing is that nickname. You are the champ. You've got the belt. You've got the briefcase. But you know what? You are still fallible. You are still beatable. You're on top for now. But you know what? The Royal Rumble is a whole other
I may
beast.
still be beatable, but I'm not beatable with all the accomplishments I have that you still have long ways to go to try and reach up to that same level that I have.
Guys.
Spoken like a person who is still living on their...
Spoken
That's a
like a
compliment.
true champion, which I am. Still the champion, and there's nothing
Guys.
you or Brian can do about it.
Guys.
Well, I'll see you at Royal Rumble, champ.
Where
Until
is
then,
Brian?
there is nothing you can do about it.
Aliens.
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 He walked off my show all angry, and now aliens.
And now
No. Him and the aliens are buddies. They happen to hang out a lot.
Yeah.
He ditches us a lot for the aliens.
Yeah, he's going to a kegger on Venus.
But I will give you this.
Sir.
You were more of a champion than Brian was.
Oh, snap.
It's easy to talk shit about someone who's not here.
Hey, I've already talked shit to him about
is
this.
true.
I have already said I will give to him his most memorable thing about
Wait,
his
why am I defending Brian? He walked off my show.
The most memorable thing about Jeff's title reign was that Brian had to steal the title to get a title defense from him. And the most memorable thing about Brian's title defense?
It's nothing.
It happened. For 64 days.
Wow.
He is the perfect example of the transitional champion.
Guys, it's the holidays.
I got to give you the respect. You were able to hold the title for 99 days. Obviously, I am.
Are you keeping a collective tally of your multi-time championship days?
Yes, I am.
What would that be?
73.
Awesome. So his one reign has outrun your two reigns.
My first title reign was 101 days.
So I asked you if you had a collective tally of...
No. Oh, of both?
Yeah.
I thought you just meant this
There
current
we
title.
go.
This current title reign.
You gotta
is 73
inform
is
the
73
guest host.
Okay. To make you know, this current title reign 73.
Okay.
The first title reign 101.
So that equals this many.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So he has more
it's
than you did.
Yes, days, whatever.
When it comes to 28, this next Saturday, this title will be 1 year old. 1 year old. And their combined days fail in comparison to my days as champion.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Toots.
You also just put,
Trust me, this helps. This I sleep at night with this on my shoulder when I'm butt naked. It is a great.
You do too. That's how I sleep with my title.
It really is.
Oh
the
man,
best feeling in the world.
All right.
I love you, Michelle.
It's like the perfect
this girl.
warmth and coolness. It's
All right. Viewing and listening audience, if you want to get away from this, but still somehow follow all the championship drama.
That's the nightmare. That's the nightmare, knowing that I sleep with this title butt naked.
Check us out Facebook.
they've been against us.
Check
Jeff.
us out Facebook. Just run a search for a Scholars of Wrestling show. And if you're a complete masochist like these two are, you can check us out.
I'm the man who has it all.
You can check us
And
out.
what do you have? Nothing.
I've got you know what I've got? I've got a Twitter account.
You do have a Twitter account.
Yes, you can
do.
follow me
So do
at
I.
I'm Robbie Rage. You can follow us on our main Twitter account at ScholarsOW for all the latest wrestling uploads. Fool, where can I reach you?
You can reach me at the Avataric.
And Mr. Charlie, where can they reach you on Twitter?
I don't really use my Twitter much, but I do have an upcoming podcast that will be released either later this month or early 2019 called Let Me Ask You Something, Brother.
Yes, check that out in the new year or coming soon to a medium online near you. But in the meantime, you know who we are. We're the Scholars of Wrestling, and you have just been schooled. You're welcome. See you next week for the Scholars Award Show. All right.